Recognize my good friend and colleague, Dr. Foxx, Representative Foxx.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I appreciate your recognizing me. My question is for Ms. Tubb, pardon me. What steps can be taken by the United States to achieve energy independence again?
Yeah, I think I would reframe it just a little bit to say energy freedom. And I say that because we have excellent partners in Canada, Mexico, and around the world. And I think that's an important part of a robust and resilient energy sector. I think the answer is simple, but not easy. I think it's a total about face on the administration's posture towards energy and the regulatory onslaught that we've seen over the last year. And I think it also entails looking at legacy policies like the Renewable Fuel Standard, which put an additional burden on refineries, them being a choke point for energy products. The Jones Act, I think, is another great example of a policy that should go, that affects both conventional energy resources and renewables. So I think there's a lot we can do to have a more robust energy sector.
Thank you. Another question, Ms. Tubb. President Biden's canceled Keystone XL pipeline, but has allowed the Nord Stream 2 pipeline to proceed. These decisions favor our adversaries, especially Russia, while handicapping American energy production. And by the way, I love the word freedom. That is what we are losing in our country and what we have to focus on, so thank you for saying that. Can you discuss the impact of these decisions and how they undermine our security and energy freedom?
Certainly. I think it was very confusing for many Americans to see their president reject a pipeline that has passed all kinds of environmental tests and analysis. And it certainly confused our neighbors to the north. And then for the president to then tacitly support a problematic pipeline in Europe. So at a minimum, it caused a crisis of confidence, I think, amongst Americans. And I recently got back from a business trip to Eastern Europe, and I saw firsthand the implications of an unsecure energy sector. And I think that's what many Americans are fearing we're going towards as we narrow our options in the energy space to politically correct resources. And I think what we need to be striving for to both achieve affordability and reliability, but also political independence, is to have a diversity of routes and resources in our energy sector. I saw the converse of that in Eastern Europe, and I hope very much that that is not the direction the United States goes.
Well, I think high school students ought to understand the importance of energy freedom and how it impacts the United States' ability to compete against our adversaries, again, especially Russia and China. But I think most Americans understand that. As I said, I think high school students would understand that. But do you have anything else that you'd like to say about that?
Yeah, I think in the United States, we're very blessed to have abundant energy. Not many of us wonder if the lights will turn on when we come down to the kitchen, and prepare breakfast. We don't think about the energy that's required to have meetings like this. I'm currently wearing contact lenses that are made with fossil fuel products. I'm very thankful for that. It's improved the well-being and productivity of my life. And I think the more we can understand the benefits of energy, I think the more realistic our energy policies will be.
Well, I want to thank you for that. As someone who grew up in a house with no electricity or running water, let me tell you, I tell everybody when I get up in the morning and I'm able to turn on a light in my house and go to a bathroom inside, I'm extremely grateful for that. And I think most people in the world who don't have those would be very, very grateful for those. And the fact that growing up, again, we didn't own an automobile much of the time, and we walked everywhere we went. I'd love to see these people who decry the use of fossil fuels and all these other wonderful conveniences that we have start to live like that. But of course, they don't. We have the people, the left, such hypocrites because they fly in private airplanes all over the country, and they're very wasteful. Because I grew up without those things, I'm extraordinarily frugal about them. And I think that's what we have to learn to be, is smart about how we use all the resources that God has given us. And I think in America we have been. With that, Madam Chair, I yield back.
The gentlelady yields back. The gentlewoman from the District of Columbia, Ms. Norton, is recognized.